Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Chainlink, seeing what's going on. This coin's doing pretty well. It's performing very nice lately, obviously continuing to excel and give us some good, healthy profits. So again, quick congrats to our community members here, our Premium Plus group. We took some nice profits from BNB, Cardano, Matic, ETH, and I know there's a Chainlink in here somewhere. Solana, there we go. Chainlink, 15% in 2.5 days there. So again, there's just some nice little trades there coming through. Obviously, we got some in our premium group as well for Chainlink too. Healthy profits about 72% in about 5 days. So again, Chainlink's been good to us. Super happy about that. And thanks again to our community members for the awesome feedback. I'm glad that's working well for you. And yeah, of course, you're going to have some swing trades that go in the red, go in the green. It's consistent and very normal, folks. So try not to worry too much. Bitcoin, Solana, they're holding out right now, I think, just fine. And we're going to double check a few other things here with Chainlink too, kind of see what's going on. Let's go ahead and start with the backend data and just double check the liquidation levels, because this was kind of a big deal when we were talking about it yesterday as far as heavy concentrations there at about 1750. So keep in mind, not saying the price is going to fall to that level, just know there's a lot of longs at that range that could effectively get swept at one point or another, just based on the natural laws of trading, right? But if you look in the last 12 hours, let's go ahead and see what that looks like here. We can see some lower liquidity levels getting swept there. So anybody that was long between 19 and 1930 has since been swept, and there's a heavier concentration in the last 12 hours at $19 even. So I would not be surprised that gets hit too. Once again, liquidation is a funny thing. It has a tendency of being a magnet when there's a lot of liquidation at a specific level. So just be mindful of that. So daily time frame, what do we do here? Well, truth is, I like to reverse fibs when we have situations like this, mainly because it's set to a most recent high, right? And today's candlestick hasn't closed yet, so generally speaking, we want to know how much further it could pump if it does, because you can't just keep adjusting your fib levels. On smaller time frames, you can, of course, but you wait for candlestick closures in order to adjust. Okay, so we've got about 7 hours left. Therefore, better case scenario, $20.30 of the price rips back up there. I think it's less likely considering the state of the market right now, but generally speaking, Chainlink does have a tendency of recovering and hitting itself, hitting hard pretty fast, right? So that could be a possibility for us. Taking a look here, though, we can see stochastic RSI is starting to max out here, closer to 98. Upper level there, so we could see the price pull back soon. I'm not saying that the stochastic divergence is like a telling sign. Specifically on the daily, you want to look for a second divergence, but generally speaking, this could imply the price action could pull back soon. RSI is up over 70. That's commonly a resistance level that needs to be broken. Once it's broken, the price will stay above that level for some time. We can see the actual money flow index very high as well. So these are extremely bullish signs, folks. Just because something's overextended on the RSI does not mean you instantly sell. It implies that if the price comes back down below that level, you might want to consider doing so. Okay, that's a difference there. So take a look here at the MACD, still converging. Very few coins are exuding this kind of behavior. Super strong on all moving averages. Zero reason to consider shorting this coin on the daily. Now, are smaller time frames going to confirm anything? Well, what they're confirming here is that we are still in this bullish uptrend here. Okay, so we got this nice little 20-day SMA averaging itself out upwards nicely. We can see, of course, all moving averages behind. We got stochastic RSI swinging down, which does imply the price could pull back a little bit, which it kind of already has. And then, of course, we see RSI and money flow index right there at about 70. So with it being right there at about 70, we can kind of see here that that was somewhat of a resistance level, and we may not be going any higher than 1970 at this point. We got the MACD trying to diverge, but hasn't yet, still converging. So majority of these are still bullish signs, believe it or not, minus the stochastic RSI swing. Keep in mind, stochastic RSI swings are just that, right? Initially, they just swing down. It's going to move a little bit faster than the MACD, and it'll kind of let us know we're shifting momentum. Okay, it doesn't mean you just short from right now to the bottom, because we might not even be at the bottom. This could actually be the bottom rather. So what I'm getting at here is that if we see this 1890 range, that's roughly where the one-day candlestick closed a couple of days ago, more specifically 1889, we can see that could work as a new support level. Okay, so it's common practice for that to bounce. More importantly, we want to make sure to see the price does pivot here, because if the price goes sideways like this and loses that trend line, there's a decent chance we could see it pull back even further. Okay, so we're going to pay attention to that, but for right now, this is still a very good sign, right? Nothing bad here at all going on. So 4-hour time frame looks pretty solid. Take a look at TD sequential. We are at a 9, and if you look at this history, it hits 9s and 8s and tends to pull back. Okay, so we're seeing that natural correction. Nothing to see here, folks. Absolutely normal. So I'm not concerned with this at all. This makes sense. Pull back to the 1890 range and a bounce from there seems still very likely at this point. If you do end up taking a long, in the near future. Just keep in mind you want to move your stop loss higher as the profits continue to go up. And if the profit doesn't, make sure you have some kind of stop loss just below that, because again, if we lose this level here at 1890, we could very well see a pivot down to about 1810 or even lower. But there is a solid amount of support here based on volume at $17.50 to $18. It's a good, really, really good sign. Okay, so definitely looking good there for Chainlink. 4-hour time frame still looks pretty bullish. There's really not much else to really say there. If we take a look at the hourly, we're above all moving averages. TD sequential tells us we're at a 9. So we're seeing a 9 on both the 1 day and the 4 hour. Sorry, the 1 hour and the 4 hour. So if we see that combination together, usually implies a pullback is necessary. Now the likelihood of this price pulling back based on Bitcoin selling off is very high. That's exactly why it's happening. However, no matter how you look at it, we got a 9 here. We roughly have another 6 to 7 hours of continuation of the downside as potential. But if we take a look at Ichimoku Cloud, we've got tons of opportunity here. In other words, the price action should still continue higher in the overall sense. I mean, obviously it depends on how you look at it, but generally speaking, we have all bullish signs here letting us know to short into this coin right now is still potentially risky, okay? So once more, if you're shorting, tight targets, low leverage, low position size, don't get too crazy, and just make sure you're securing profits as you can. Not a lot of coins right now are just running for miles. This is one of the few exceptions, of course, and we take some nice profits to the upside ourselves. But that's because I structure my trades more so in a swing trade fashion, and I expect to hold the trades for longer, right? So again, to anybody taking my trades, don't expect instant results. That's just the truth of swing trading. While we have been very fortunate in the recent past to be able to hit most of our targets within the first 24 to 48 hours, that doesn't happen right away. It's not the end of the world, folks. Okay, it will get better. You just got to trust in this system and this chain link here right now. I would say trust in it to continue to be bullish. It's exuding all bullish behavior. But once more, corrections like this happen all the time. Okay, so you don't have to think that the sky is falling because it's correcting itself to a next fib level here. Right, it comes back down here. We could very well see the next leg up. We just got to give it some time and be patient here. There's no invalidation of this uptrend, and until there is, honestly, we should expect the price to continue higher. It's really just the bottom line. Now, again, you got to keep in mind, price will definitely, naturally correct itself. It's a very, very standard thing. What is happening right now is extremely normal. We saw it happen before. It could be a very similar scenario there. But the likelihood of it bouncing off this most recent high, either this or this here, between 1850 and 1890, is fairly high. I think we're going to see some support here between 1850 and 1890. All right, folks, that's kind of what we got there for our Chainlink. Awesome stuff, though. And again, congrats to our community members. Thanks so much again for the wonderful support. Happy it's working out well for you. You want to consider becoming a better trader, of course. You're not part of our group. CryptoCash.tech is where you can register. There's a few slots left available. Make sure you check out Bitunix too. Phenomenal exchange. Highly recommended, no KYC or VPN, and you get some nice benefit rewards when you use my link to register. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.